Welcome to the Your Peak Life podcast. Let's conquer the summit of life and reach the apex of our potential.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Your Peak Life podcast. Today, our special guests are Julian Rivera and L.J. Hunt. As I'm sure most of you have seen recently, they just bought the 50th Iron Valley real estate franchise in the country. They're going to be opening up the Norfolk location. So I'll kick it over to you, L.J. Tell the people a little bit about your journey to this point.
Well, started off, 21, we were just kind of talking about it off air. Yeah. So former principal broker, had been coming into my former place of business for a long time. I was the general manager of Yard House for a few years prior to making the transition to real estate. And then COVID hit, and it just wasn't for me at that point. Working 80-hour work weeks, bagging up to-go food, trying to get reopened, social distancing, the whole nine, and I needed a change. So finally decided to make my move, like that plug, and went all in, really. I drained my 401k. I told my wife to give me 3 years and see where we end up, and that was just 4 months ago or so, and here we are. So it's worked out pretty well.
Yeah, not bad.
It's not bad so far.
When I think of LJ, I just always, my first vision I see is I just see a pile of things, and you're just going through, writing out, mailing stuff over and over. I see him at the desk every morning, the only person here. That's my first memory every time I think of LJ.
Well, I did that for months.
Months?
And it's and being able to teach the things that I'm able to teach now is because I did them. It's been just over 3 years, but I've been a part of over 200 transactions. I've door knocked, I've cold called, I've done letters, I've circle prospect,
open houses,
done leads, open houses. You name it, I've done everything on that side that I've wanted to do. I haven't dabbled too much in some of the short sales, foreclosure, divorces, because I don't really want to deal with that, But everything as far as prospecting and what an agent can do, I did it. And I still do it to a pretty high level at this point. So,
and you put in them hours also. That's another thing, right? When I come in, you always see LJ's car, right? LJ.
Right. So Betty's outside.
Betty's outside right now.
Yeah. Awesome.
I actually took a picture of the two Cadillacs backed up next to each other. This is the future of Norfolk right there.
There you go.
That's it.
I did not know you had a Cadillac.
Yeah, man, I got an 04 Escalade. That's my baby.
Gotcha.
I'm always looking for the white Tesla.
No,
same
shop right now.
Switch it out.
Yeah, it's in the shop, so that's my backup. That's been my broad for a long time. Same age as my son.
Nice.
Wow. Right.
Yeah. So initially, I remember the whole, hey, I want to open a brokerage. I remember you talking to me. I want to open a brokerage. LJ's a top producer. LJ wants to open a brokerage. And then I'm like, who can we pair up with LJ? And then it's just like, Julian. It's the complete opposite. I was like, what's the opposite of LJ is Julian. And, you guys haven't met each other. I know you have had a relationship because there was many times we were the only ones in office.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the truth, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of times it was only me and you in office early in the morning. And then me and Julian had a relationship. I know what his goals were, and I knew he was like just that person. Probably the most popular person I know, for sure, right? I can't speak to a person, hey, Julian Rivera? Yeah, he is. Yeah, of course. Everybody knows Julian, So just together, I was like, brainstorming. Mike, you had a relationship with Mike already. You guys been talking. And it was just one day we were just how we are in the office. We're like, yo, Julian
what if
and
we
LJ.
put these two together?
And it was just like, yes. And, I think at first, I don't think you guys saw it. Like the first interaction, Julian and LJ, I was like, I don't know. And I'm just like, I'm telling you, man, this is going to be it. I just knew it.
They definitely didn't see it.
Yeah.
No, I definitely didn't see it. On record. I want to be clear on that. Okay.
On record.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But I say that just because, again, you guys, I've opened and ran other businesses before. So it's more so I don't bring friends into business anymore. I make friends in business because you want to be around like-minded individuals. So coming into the office and seeing what he's doing and leading in the team, I said this already to you multiple times. I like how you do what you do already because it's not how I do. I know my pros, I know my cons, and I'm very vocal about what I can and what I cannot do. But that doesn't mean I can't learn it. Doesn't mean that I won't learn it. But the cool thing is, and I got to give credit where credit's due, both of you guys were right, including you. If you guys were collectively talking about it, I feel this is going to be it is going to be good. It's just more so, my main reason for even doing this is, and I heard this morning with Mayor Alexander from Norfolk, and it really stuck with me. Do you want to be successful or significant? And that really hit me because you can combine both, and they're all different definitions, but I know opening this office with the collaboration of the individuals and everything that's already been built, we're all going to be very significant in some way, shape, or another by changing people's lives, literally, in some way, shape, or another. Not everyone's going to win. That's just the nature of the beast, but the goal is to try to bring as many people on as we possibly can so that we can affect as many people in a positive way as we can.
Well, that's one of the reasons that I started a team. It wasn't only to scale and open up some of my time and whatnot, but it was to teach agents how to do it the right way. Because if I'm not going to teach them how to do it the right way, somebody else is going to teach them, and it's probably not going to be the same way that I will, or that Mike taught me, or Edwin, or Edgar. I mean, you look at the guys that we're sitting in this room right now, and I don't even know how many millions of sales or how many units we've done just this year alone, but the experience is asinine.
I don't know that number off the top of my head. I know where you guys both currently rank, though. 22 and 52 by volume, but 14 and 19 by units, which we call family served. That's what we actually base our business on. Yeah. So you're both in the top 25 of number of families you've assisted this year out of 8,700 agents in RAIN. So, I'd say you're qualified to lead others to do the same.
I mean, yes and no, but I don't want to look at those numbers as those are individual statistics specifically for me, right? Mm-hmm. Him, you got the team, you got the squad, and I also don't like to take too much credit with anything because not just because you're a solo agent doesn't mean you're going to be a dope boss. That's just what it is. You got to have the traits in order to not be looked at as a boss, but as a partner. Because I don't even like to use that term.
It also doesn't even mean that you're doing it alone currently. Don't you have people in place, right?
That's true.
You're already operating as a team. It's just seen by the outside world as something else. Like, no, there's people behind the scenes getting all of that stuff done.
So many.
So,
but because, like, you coming from another brokerage, and we had an interview months ago, right? You obviously don't have that relationship like LJ had with us.
Right.
And you're coming in, and I'm sure that the first couple of weeks also was probably awkward for you in a sense where you're coming into these relationships that have already been.
But I think he had some sample sizes, man.
He has a sample. But a day-to-day.
First of all, we were neighbors for 2 years.
Was your neighbor ever at your house?
Then he sold. We would see each other driving through the neighborhood. Then he sold my house. When I put my house up for sale, he brought the buyer.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. So, like, you actually assisted in me moving into my dream home with my new wife, right? Mm-hmm. Then you were the DJ at my wedding. Before that, you were the DJ at a Veterans United event. So it's just been consistent. Then I know he was hitting you up. Then we said, hey, you should meet LJ.
Right.
And, so it's just been, we've seen you and been there, like, consistently over time. It's called a relationship.
Right.
People think you just pick up a phone and call and recruit. Oh, no, it starts.
Oh, yeah.
So long ago.
True.
I can't pinpoint it. I know when I met you was before his wedding. I just can't remember when and where. And I think it was at that Veterans United event.
It might have been. And shout out to Wendy for booking me for that because that was
she just reposted it the other day. Like, oh, look, it was meant to be.
Yeah.
And that was literally her idea. She hit me up on that one. I was like, yeah, this would be a great idea to do this. And I'm like, let's do it. It's a Tuesday. I'm available. That works. So
why not?
Right. But to your point, it was. And I say was because now it's in the past. I mean, it's almost being, you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's in any situation. I knew what I was getting myself into. Mm-hmm. I've transitioned before. But yeah, you guys have a system. You have a beast that's already built. So I'm trying to understand the beast and then just take the wheels off the car and put it on mine so I can ride it the same way and help the beast. That's most important on what I'm doing here as a collective. And I don't like to use the I word too often, but like you said, you guys had the relationships prior to this. Now I have stepped into this role, just bringing the value that I know that I can bring to the table, putting my money where my mouth is, and this beast is gonna keep growing. And not just as a business though, but as the cultivation of those relationships, the cultivation of developing those friendships, and going along that ride. Because you said it to me many times, like, yo, I don't have to go to work, man. I'm going to work with my boys. In the word of Edmund, like he, exaggerating. He's quoted that many of times to me, and I see it now. Fast forward being here for a few weeks and like 2 months now, I see that where it's going. But game recognized game, and y'all are doing great. And I'm just glad to be a part of the squad and they can take it to the next level. I really am.
Well, I think that's the culture of Iron Valley. I think that's one of the things that makes us us. And that's one thing that they harped on so much at Yard House and, Dart in general. That's Olive Garden, we are family, right?
Right.
The whole culture of stuff. And I think that's something that's missed in real estate. Like even in the things that I'm studying now, it's like a culture of collaboration versus competition.
Well, you didn't see that post the other day? Educate, collaborate, celebrate, bitch. That's what we're doing out here.
I mean, it's
it.
Wonderful.
Because what's the point? Like our industry is at a point right now where everybody that is going against each other, they're just stupid. The whole country's already going against you. Why aren't you working together? Why aren't you educating each other? Why aren't we lifting each other up instead of running around bashing each other or saying that's a realtor, that's a non-realtor, that's ethical, that's not? Like, it's all ignorant as fuck. Like, you're the reason they don't want to pay us.
Right.
Yeah.
Stop acting like that. Like, it's just crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
You can scroll social media or watch the news, and it's like our jobs every day seem to be at stake, but we just come to work every day and continue to do what we do. So I don't know.
And then the news pivots to something else. And we're still doing what we're doing. Nothing has changed. We're still rocking and rolling. That's just the way the fear of the media. Fear sells. That's just what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of good's actually going to come out of the settlement because I don't think that all of the agents were prepared for something like this to happen. And I don't think that they've been trained properly to be able to execute at the level that the great agents do and deliver the value to the buyers, for the sellers, for the transaction, for the closing company, for the lender, for the insurance company, for the home. I mean, the list goes on. Like, if
ultimately the community, like that's
yeah.
Well, ultimately we spoke about this forever. It's all we talk about. It's about the client, like protecting the client.
Yeah, that's your
In
job.
order to protect the client, you have to have the knowledge. In order to have the knowledge, you have to be trained. In order to be trained, you have to, it goes right up, all the way up through leadership.
Yep.
So, and I think that's why it was a natural progression for my next step when I heard whispers of an opportunity to open up a brokerage. I was like, all right, well, I was the general manager of an $8 million restaurant and, running training programs for a different restaurant, GM before that, and so on and so forth. It's just, I feel like, and it looks to me like I'll be the general manager of the brokerage, basically. It's like the natural progression of my evolution.
I mean, I would agree. It's just kind of like, I take it like me. All my 23 years of service, of me being a senior chief, the administrative skills, the leadership, the being able to talk in front of people, motivate people, that is what led me to fast forward my career here. I went from 3 years from, never having a team to being one of the owners because of that resume. All those skills that I had, that I've learned throughout my years, just like your skills that you learned in, your previous employer, right? All those things helped you have that foundation. Where a lot of people that come into this industry that don't have those experiences, they have to learn how to lead people. Leading people isn't something that, is just learned overnight. You had some trials and tribulations with your team, right?
So much. Not only my real estate team, but you got to figure going from a bartender to a manager, from a manager to associate general manager to general manager to different restaurant concepts and all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's so much ups and downs and a learning curve that's just almost unfathomable at that point. So, yeah,
it all helps. Even
it's wild.
Julian, your transition from, DJing at a store right, to the trajectory of DJing for ODU,
Bro,
which is
opening for Juicy J this week.
for facts. Like, it's not just the DJing. It's everything behind the scenes. It's the building of relationships in order to get you to be the DJ, open a DJ for Juicy J, right?
The work he's put
is
in.
the work you've put in. Also is going to transition very easily into owner, Iron Valley, Norfolk. All of those skills, the networking, the building relationships with people. That's what we do every day. Right? That's the basis of our industry. Building relationships with either sellers or buyers or realtors or other professionals in our industry. That's the basis of our, of what we do. You've already mastered that, in my opinion. Even aside from being now one of the partners, right? Julian as a person. You have relationships with every single brokerage in Hampton Roads. I know you do. I see all types of agents. Man, we love Julian. You know what I mean? Like you have mastered the relationship, the art of relationships, in my opinion.
Right. One thing that all of you guys have in common, you guys have a platform that you guys excelled at in some way, shape, or form. Military.
None.
I guess not Edgar.
My relationship.
Cartel.
Military.
Relationship.
In the hospitality business in some way. And people ask me, why do I still DJ? I'm like, why not? Like, that's literally the platform that I've utilized just to get into the room. And that right there, getting in the room is so important. And you don't have to go and get a master's degree just to have some names behind, some letters of designation behind your name just to be acceptable. Be you. Get in the room any way that works and then make the room work for you. Build those relationships. You got to get the numbers. You got to follow up. You have to be you. I mean, again, what I was at today, there was a delegate in the room. She was wearing J's. She had bottom row fronts. She had her hair. This is a delegate, mind you. And she was dope. But her main thing and her whole purpose is getting in there. So when people see her and they can relate with her, they feel that they can get in the room. So the people, when you see somebody that is going to come up to you got to be a business casual. This is my business casual. I'm the only one in there wearing J's. I don't have to wear dress shoes. That's just my style. I still got a collar on though. I can make it work. I don't have to go with the norm. No one has to go with the norm. And to be fair, I love the statement of Iron Valley. Do your thing. I mean, you can literally do whatever is going to make you, AKA significant or successful. It's ultimately your choice. You don't have to go with the norm. And that was huge when I made that choice to come on over, because I'm loyal to a fault, and I had 0 rocks in my shoe where I was at. Let me just be completely honest with you on that. But understanding, having the conversations, cultivating the relationship, this was like a year or 2 in the making, essentially, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
So it was strategically thought about, conversed about, and really, the seeds were planted, and we kept watering them. And at the end of the day, there was no lateral move that needed to be made. It's what's the next level for Julian Rivera. And that was really the main thing for me to at least make the jump. And now being in the room with you guys, missing, only one, Eric, he's out here, being in the room with the 5 of you, excuse me, that's a win to me. That's a huge win to me, because I can see I can just feel the energy, which is very, very, let's just say, contagious. Energy is very contagious. And if show me your 5 closest friends, I'll show you your future. Everyone's heard that.
It's because energy
It's
matters.
all facts. That's just what it is.
Matters.
Energy matters, bro. Rule number 1.
Yep. Peak mindset tips.
That's why it's there, baby. I'm just saying.
It's all true.
That's where your peak life came from.
We didn't make that up. We got that from the people that are killing it and adopt that and make it our own habit. That's really what it is. We just had to figure out what your platform was, and we'll go from there.
My relationship, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
My relationship is
It's like
fucking
a combination of
I was going to say
a
off-market
lot.
automobiles.
You got the shop in the back of the cut.
Listen, it's more like just management.
Yeah.
I got a question for both of you. You can answer in whatever order you'd like. A lot of people might think now's got to be a horrible time to open a firm,
Right.
right? Like, I'm sure a lot of people think of that. Like, why would you open a real estate firm right now? All this stuff going on. So I kind of just want your take on why right now is actually an opportunity.
You want first crack at it? Or want me to
You
go?
spoke first. It's on you.
Somebody's got to take the bull by the horns and lead the right way in turmoil. So I spoke to the team, I think last week, and I just talked about fire, and I said, what is fire? What can you do with fire? Every one of them, like, burns, destroys, right? Burn your house down, like all this sort of stuff. I said, okay, well, what else can fire do? It can distill, right? It can heat,
it can mold,
make glass. There's so many things that you can do.
like a foundry.
Yeah, there you go.
Use it
Iron,
to cook.
to make steel. I don't know. There's a billion different things you
Make
can
a
do.
pizza.
But when the world's burning down on a stone, yeah, you can do that.
Oh shit!
I just want to see you make a pizza over a campfire, please.
Brick oven pizza.
Brick oven pizza.
It's fire in there.
Somewhere.
You're still hungry,
You're
bro.
right.
Yeah.
So
Dude
I
came
think
back with a
that
whole smoothie. Chocolate.
to bring us back in.
Yeah.
Is there ever really a great time to do anything?
No.
The answer is no.
Facts.
So I'm not going to let
That's a
that
lie. The answer's right now.
right now.
I'm a very right now guy.
You are.
Since 2:30 this morning, I've been like, "Where's this at? Why is this not executed? Why is this not done? Why don't we?" You can ask these guys. Here's the settlement link. Here's the timeline link. Here's the this
I got a
link.
few of those this morning. I
Hit
was
the
like,
Reynolds chat. Hit the Norfolk chat. Hit the. I'm great. Well, yeah, you guys get a front row seat now. That's what it's like every day with me.
Right.
Almost like, but
I was ready.
somebody always has to have that checklist going. Like, we have these meetings every week, and then we get the minutes, and then before you know it, it's a month later. Like, the idea is to execute everything in that document in as efficient a way as possible. Not the fastest way, but the most efficient way. But not the slowest way either, because a lot of people get stuck in, like,
Kick
just
the can.
redoing shit over and over
Analysis
and over again.
paralysis.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you want growth, if you want time management, if you want to execute at a high level, you can't do that all the time. Or you have to at least be able to prioritize what you can do that with and what you can't, if that makes sense.
We'll figure it out.
Like, no, it's all right. That needs pressed. We'll figure it out. We'll change something next month. We'll change something next quarter, whatever. But get it out there, because you get behind and it's just
I feel like that. I
snowball.
feel like I do everything great at like 60%. I'm like, I tell the team, like, all right, we got to tighten up these KV Core campaigns. They're like, they're good. I'm like, but they're not great, And it's like that with everything. It's like that with everything. So that's
No one's actually. I haven't heard that question that you asked, Mike. For why would they open?
Why
Why would
now?
anybody
Why
open
now?
up that right now? But I had the same question. Why would I get my license in the middle of COVID when the world was ending?
100%.
It's the same analogy.
I opened in the middle of COVID.
That's what I'm saying. It's the same analogy. Now, obviously, history doesn't always repeat itself, and that's all we really can base the future on. But why not, man? I mean, no risk, no reward. That's just really what it comes down to.
We're going to be a
Once, right?
realtor
Like,
at the end of the day.
Like, worst case scenario, I get to keep selling my houses and just doing great every year. Sorry, guys, but I mean, like, come on now. Are we gonna like what are we?
He's like, even if I don't sell a house or sign an agent, I'll be at the oceanfront 7 to 10 p.m.
I'll be good. I mean, that's just what it is. But that's the goal. Again, isn't going to be just about myself. It's not going to be just about LJ's. Who can we impact? How can we impact people's lives in a positive way? Not just by selling houses, but just overall. And that right there has been a calling of mine in many different ways, in different verticals of my life. And I just can't fight it anymore. I mean, joining the RAC, the Resort Advisory Commission, that's a way to help the city. Joining this Hurrah Candidate Institute so I can sharpen my leadership skills, so I can help in the real estate world and cultivate the relationships that's going to help the firm overall. Being out there, just being a public figure so it can help everybody. It doesn't matter if everyone knows me, but you're going to know who I am because you're going to know the mission behind who I am. And the mission behind who I am is to start helping other individuals as I've entered this next chapter of my life. And it's going to be in a positive way. The goal is I need to be around the people that have very comparable missions, which now I'm around. Now, with that being said, how do we execute it? We're going to be remixing it along the entire way. There's not one pill is going to cure everything. It's not a red, blue pill. Which one's going to work? Nah, it's a conglomerate of what's going to work for you.
or today, or right now, or next year, because
it's going to be pivots
yeah, people talking
all
about
day.
all
we're
these
doing that
changes.
now.
Like,
Yeah.
do you know that stuff changes all the time?
all the time.
Every day.
There's
things
always a
change.
page added to the damn
I
contract.
saw 8
There's always
laws
a-
today that just got passed that impact real estate that nobody's talking about,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
just because it's not the NAR settlement. So But what are we going to do? We're going to take back from your council meeting. We're going to wrap it in Iron Valley bow wrap.
Boom.
And we're going to give these people a gift on Friday morning, make sure they know what's going on.
Exactly.
One question: were you able to ask what I asked you to ask?
The volunteering for realtors.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I actually brought it up. You know what the answer was?
What was it?
They already send out a lot of stuff, which they don't, which is not true for people to volunteer, but they'll try to work on more now.
Non-realtors.
I asked about realtors.
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot the non-word.
Fuck.
I'm not gonna BS you. I
No,
asked.
no, it's all good.
Yeah, but I asked.
No,
but
they
I
do.
can follow up.
Because you're non-important.
Yeah. No, that's my biggest. That's my biggest gripe since I disassociated myself.
Got it.
That's a good
You know,
point. But
that is a good point.
But it's like, how
So
you gonna
real
recruit
talk-
people? But let me bring it back to when I was a new realtor. I became a realtor because that's the firm I joined. I didn't even know I had the option to not be a non-realtor. So you could only imagine those people that are joining not realtors
Right.
that don't even know there's a benefit out there for them.
That's exactly why guys like me are on the board and go check my timeline. You will see as of recent, we had a board of directors meeting recently. I kind of asked, how can I package what we offer for the target audience to see the value of how it helps them right now?
Yeah.
It's kind of how I worded it. And what I told the room was, you know, obviously I can't speak on votes
Right.
or motions or anything like that, but my concern is that I know that the need for everybody is how do we keep our business alive or even thrive through the negative media coverage, the misconception, the misinformation being passed around by people who haven't even read the settlement. You know, it's right there on NAR.com. You can go read everything and really educate yourself. But instead of that, we're going to break it down, at least here within the company. You know, Friday, I'm going to go on there and show people where everything is and where they can read it and what it means and how they should interpret it, because people don't know.
Right.
That's all it is. Like, so I think it's on us, you know, especially somebody like myself, principal broker on the board. You know, that's the whole goal. So that's why I started pushing it out and marketing it personally, because that's the gap. It's the people in positions of power in our industry that need to push it, that need to convey the message down line, to need to have, like, we stood up a hurrah committee within the company, right? So now it's not just me. I'm doing that publicly, but we have a couple agents and managing brokers at the firm that are putting it out consistently to the company. And
But
I think that's been the problem, though, is like nobody getting that message to the people that are actually paying to keep the association going.
But that to that point also, that's why I think you guys come into play also, because it's not just our reputation as a company in the area. It's also those people that we feel are going to do exactly what you're speaking on, is actually give to the community, give to your agents, because you got to really like dedicate yourself to this. And, you know, monetarily, like, it's not like the greatest thing ever when you start, like any business, but it's fruitful, especially when you see an L.J. come out of it, right? We see so many agents that have grown from within this firm who are those agents now that I'm sure other agents from outside of here are talking about, like, who's that person, right? In the top 50, the top 20s, you know, they're here now when they weren't.
I'm interested to see who, other than, you know, watching the podcast or within Iron Valley, like, starts to go, oh, you're L.J. Like, they've heard of me other than.
This is what happened, man. I'm gonna tell you. I would tell this 4 years ago, I would tell Mike, like, yo, bro, people talk about you, man. And he would, I'm like, I would tell him this, and he would be like, nah, bro. He was like, yeah, but it's not. I'm like, nah, bro, people talk about you, man. A lot of people, like, they follow you, they fuck with you. I would tell him all the time. And then now, like, after I've been around now, it's like people talk about me. Just because now, you know, we have the platform. Eventually, it'll be the same thing. It'll come around 100%. When you help people, word spreads very, very fast.
But they talk about you because you look like Pitbull.
Well, and because I'm beautiful.
Well, but
Like,
for
don't
real,
forget that.
I ignored you about that for a while, and I ignored my boy Tim about that. He gave me that broker for Nevada moniker when my office was the back corner office. I wasn't even a broker yet. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But he knew I was getting it, and he knew my story, and he just gave me that name. He gave me that name. You told me what you told me, and at some point between then and now, and I think it was last summer was the trigger point for me. I was like, well, I'm gonna hire these coaches, and I'm just gonna go to the next level. But it didn't hit until I walked in for that board of directors thing. There was a conference. We went up there. Like 10 of our agents came. They announced who was on the board or whatever. But when I walked in the front door,
I was walking with you.
You were with me.
We were
Yeah.
walking in. Yep.
somebody screamed like I was a
It
celebrity.
was like 50 feet away.
I'm like standing right here. Broker from up. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
hold up. I don't know if that's what I'm ready for.
I am.
But now
I'm ready for you to have it.
But now it's turned into like I'm training to speak, and I have my own little coaching lane, and I stood up a whole other business. I'm learning to write. You know, I want to be a published author, and at some point somebody's going to pay me to speak. I don't know when and where, but enough people have been booking me to speak for free, so I'd imagine at some point, you know,
It's going to happen. It's going to
Oh,
happen.
it's gonna happen.
Outside of what you guys know now, what is your like idea for Norfolk?
Destroy.
No, I'm not gonna. We're not gonna come in and just be. You know, I'm not. There's no bullying in the thought of in the back of the mind. Like the conversations I'm already having, strictly based. The announcement came out less than a week ago.
Yeah.
And I'm already having. I mean, we already have 2 people coming out of Norfolk, and have 3 more people we're meeting this week, and we haven't even started yet. To be completely fair.
Well,
but
that so
Success has
this
its own
being
gravity.
franchise 7 in the area, right? Physical location number 6. I can tell you that comes with. There are people that live there that have literally just probably been waiting
right.
for an Iron Valley to open there. We just had to find a spot, which
And then with the
we're going
announcement,
to be.
we
Where are we going to
probably
be?
made an enemies.
In
as
theory,
well.
we're going to be
In theory.
in theory,
Somewhere in
based
Norfolk.
on really good intel, we're going to be in the heart area of Norfolk and begins with a G and ends with a T. That's what I'll say. Right
Do I have
now.
to park?
We'll leave that
do I
there.
have to park on the street, or do I?
The good news is,
That begins with a
hypothetically
Y.
speaking, about the location that we potentially go that begins with a G and a T, there is more than enough parking, and it's
Yeah.
free.
I heard it's like super close to Starbucks.
I heard it's super close to everything because you can get to Granby Street, because that doesn't end with a T. You can get to Granby Street in less than 10 minutes. You can also get to ODU in a few minutes. And if you really want to go to the water or the base, probably 10 minutes. So
that,
when I say
right?
heart, you're like right in the heart. You put 2 and 2 together.
Gotcha.
I like it.
I love it.
But the good news about it, to your point, when you think of Norfolk, of just going down there, usually like, oh, where am I going to park, right? That was huge. That's a good point of you bringing it up. There's like 50 parking spots, bro. We're good. It makes it look like Virginia Beach out there, or really any other city with parking.
Best parking,
Best parking?
free parking.
All day.
All day.
All day.
That's on Monopoly for a reason.
What would you guys say about the franchise process so far? You think you've had the proper level of assistance and insight and connection point
I mean, just like anything, there's
from
always,
us to the mothership? You know what I mean?
there's ups and downs with everything. But if we're specifically talking about mothership compared to here, again, you guys have done the work. So we're not starting the wheel from scratch. You know,
That's fair.
that's you gotta give it credit, because I've opened other franchises. I still own Code Ninjas. When my partner and I opened it, there was none. Like
So-
within an area, we had to start from scratch.
Hear me out on this too. When you guys go up to Pennsylvania,
I haven't done that yet. Yep.
take that training on board, man. That like
Seriously.
their systems work for a reason.
Right.
You know, they're all going to give you good information, but the main piece is the systems and hiring a good admin. Like, just make sure you're listening to that piece and taking notes. And because Adam and Lisa, I'm talking more on the system side of the house, they're going to be able to give you information that, you know, we don't even know.
Right.
Here. You know what I mean? We operate 6, they operate 50, right? Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
just if they have systems in place that they're doing, I would utilize them, at least to whatever extent that you can, because there's just a couple differences. Obviously, Pennsylvania, Virginia, but
Right.
I think we got a system guy within our ranks.
I mean, the
Be
good
able to
news
figure that out.
is that you're the system guy.
The good news is that you're the
We know
system
that.
guy.
That's why
Also-
we know this was such a good
Also,
fit.
good news. You learn any new stuff, I'm gonna come get that from
come
you,
get it.
because
Yeah.
you know that's probably the best part for me is I've had an opportunity to grow everyone around me, and the return of that for me on my growth has been like untapped. Like this shit is crazy.
ABL.
Just keep going and going and going. But nobody's doing it alone. That's my point.
Right. None of us here are Superman. We got to understand. And I learned that a long time ago, but I don't go out. I don't attack anything solo anymore unless I'm doing a gig. But even then, I got to have the light guy, the sound guy. I got to make sure that,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's, I mean, they're still leaving the squad behind
team,
it.
Bro. I mean,
Say it again?
if it wasn't for my team, there's no way I'd be where I am.
Right.
Like, no way.
I mean, I think anybody in a position that we are in this room, no one could really say they do it alone. I mean, it's
No
impossible. There's so many behind the scenes.
Yo.
Like even us, and I always say it,
Lori,
me and Edgar learned together a lot. And just by trying shit. Hey, you try this, I try this. Let's see who works.
The Christie hire was clutch for you guys. Like
Christy
You're
was
welcome.
clutch. You're welcome. Thank you.
I'm not
I'm
gonna.
saying, you know,
I'm gonna say
it's
who he hired.
all of those
No.
pieces, right? We've had, you know, I don't know. I just think like the last week, the way that our staff has communicated with us, that for me is cooler than even seeing the agents sell the houses, man.
Right.
Loyalty.
To have that,
Yeah.
to know that we're airtight, yo. If you think we're not talking, you are absolutely wrong. If you think you're gonna mom and pop any of us, you're absolutely wrong. If you think that the Norfolk location isn't on the same page as we are over here, you would be absolutely wrong. Like we've already said,
We know
hey,
what's going
come to the
on.
meetings, come to the
Yep.
executive training. Like, make sure you go to the training in Pennsylvania. Like, no, we want you to do it right. We want you to learn from all of our mistakes,
Facts.
and then there is no limit.
And let's just all be fair and just put it out there. None of us could do it without the family support in the background. I mean, real talk. That's just what it
We
is.
had a whole episode.
We
on
gotta
that.
shout out the wifeys, shout out the kids, shout out just the fam and everything. I mean, I love work. Don't get me wrong, but fuck work without the family. That's just what it is. I'm sorry if we don't have that back at home, we can't even be here doing what we're doing right now. That's just what it is.
Yep.
And another thing, man, and I say it all the time, I like my two new partners. I enjoy being with you guys. LJ, we're in the same circles. I go somewhere, LJ and his wife's there with it. Like,
I mean,
you,
I just
you know
bought
what I
you
mean?
a Frosty, bro.
Yeah.
I love a frosty.
He did just bring you a
I
We
love-
just left Wendy's. When did your mind change?
I was like, bro,
But-
can I go eat before
He
we
said,
go?
I just
know,
bought
right?
you a Frosty.
But I do like that. Like, and I tell it all the time. If I'm gonna go, I want to be around the people I enjoy being around. Right? If we're gonna grow together,
Oh, I saw it when I got off the phone, but they he had to go pick his son up, and then he was like, "I'll grab you a sandwich" while he was in the drive-through, and
Yeah.
then he brought you the Frosty too, and I was just like,
That's collaboration
Yeah.
right there,
Called
bro.
communication.
"What just happened?"
It was just, I mean, I
Why
was
you on a
going,
call?
take care of
everybody
each
hungry?
other.
Yeah.
But it goes more. It goes
Well,
deeper to just.
and then
the
I
frosty.
also have Eric handling some broker stuff while we're in here right now.
Easy day.
This is what we do.
Right.
This is what we do. Is the
I mean,
great.
we've got your back.
Yeah, we've
Yeah,
got
we
your
got
back.
your back.
But also, I enjoy, like I said, I enjoy being around you, and I enjoy because I learn from you, right, all the time. I'm sure you've learned from me as well, right? So that's the type of people I want to be in business with. And you, I just like being around you. You know what I mean? Because look at that smile. Who doesn't want to be around that smile? That guy is just look at that.
So
Nah.
where did that come? What is this?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
What is
absolutely.
that?
I don't think
Yeah.
anybody's ever asked
Yeah.
that.
I mean, it's so silly, but I've monetized on it. So back in the day,
I've monetized
I,
on
worked-
it.
Man, like,
I
what
worked.
are
I
you
worked at a comic club for a long time. Back in the day, Funny Bone forever. I was in the comic. I was just the DJ, the sound guy, the head of security, the marketing director. I was running food. I was doing a little bit of everything. So, but it was great. It was really good times. But my old DJ name is DJ Do Your Thing. It still is, but I just go by Julian Rivera now. Go figure. Do your thing. So, and I was before Iron. I was 2005. I just want to be very clear on that when I marked that, but I didn't trademark it.
It was not trademarked.
It was not trademarked. It was not trademarked. It was definitely not trademarked. Who the hell? I never thought I was in DJ this long. But Cedric the Entertainer was in town that day, and I got my name from him because I used to go by DJ Estrionage. Follow me
DJ
here.
what?
Exactly.
Estrogen or
You say
something.
espionage?
Estrogen?
Follow me here. Estrionage. This is when I first started. And this is how stupid it was. This is a long time ago. Long time ago. So I went by that name for like the first 6 months thinking, oh, that's a cool name. My dumbass realized I'd misspelled espionage. So all my logos and everything was estrionage. I'm not joking. This is all serious stuff. We're vulnerable here. So then I brought it up to
T instead of a P,
Bro,
yeah. So
I'm following.
then Cedric's in town that day, and
we might have to rethink this partnership.
we had
Shit, I misspelled my post this morning. What are you talking about?
that you scheduled a year ago. So it was. I love it. I love it. All right. So Cedric was. I was just talking to him before we went on stage, and I was telling him, I think I need a new DJ name, and I told him exactly what I just told you guys. He's like, you know what? Why don't you just do your thing? And then he went like this to me, and I'm like, done. And then that's where I did it. So now I never did this multiple times until after the fact. So I spelled the DJ DOYO because back in the day we used to play in records, right? So the O's were records in my logo. Mm-hmm. So now I'm out there spinning, and then people would come up and ask me for requests. And then as a DJ, I was like, yeah, I got you, right? 99% of the time I don't have you because they're asking for shit that's not going to work in the moment. Sometimes it will. So then when they come back up, like, hey, you still going to play my song? Like, maybe. I got it. So then ever since then, I just kept going like this. I'm not even joking. That's where it came from.
That's awesome.
So then I just get people to do the pose with me, and that's just what it's been. There's really no huge story
I like
behind
it.
it.
That was a very long
Cedric the
story, but
Entertainer.
you just dropped Cedric the Entertainer. Yo, like it's normal for us.
Kevin Hart's phone number. In his
Yeah.
phone the other day.
No, I know.
Bro, he just sat there and said, I was sitting across from this delegate today.
Yeah.
Like,
That's his life is.
But
it's different.
I love it.
It's like an in-house celebrity.
Yeah. Who has Kevin Hart shouting you out? Like, do your thing. What the
No,
Kevin
bro.
Hart voice?
He calls me the other day. He says, hey, Mike, I know Circle Excellence is on Saturday, but I just got a chance to open for Juicy J. Have you seen that lineup? And I'm like literally looking at it. I'm like, yeah, bro. So sell your tickets.
That's literally what he did.
Immediately.
Post it in the group, and somebody will buy it. That's what he told me to do.
I'm like, bro,
That's-
Juicy J?
Yeah,
What?
when he called me, I was like, bro, why are you calling me? Like, Juicy J, bro?
Yeah,
Like,
so if you guys don't know, the after party is actually at the at the ocean front at the who else is on that? I saw
Friday. I mean, it's a hip hop show for sure. And
T Grizzly's on there. I did
Grizzly's
see
on
that.
there. NLD Chapo's on Friday. A bunch of other DJs. There's also DJs on the 24th Street stage as well from 12 to 5 on both of those days.
Well, look, so I need a DJ Julian Rivera update every Friday into the Hampton Roads group,
Right.
So we could do little like office pop-ups. Like,
Yeah, because it'd be
We can
nice
do
to
it.
know where you're gonna be at. Because sometimes I'll
Yeah,
see you
and
like,
just-
you post like chicks. I think the other day I was like,
Yeah,
oh, that would have been
but
nice.
like people
That's a
could just
nice
meet up
date.
and hang
That's
out
true.
like
That's a good point.
outside of
You're
work.
right.
I would've showed up.
and see you perform. You
Good
know
to
what I
know.
mean?
So, all right, so I can start posting in the group. Hey, if you got to unwind this weekend, this is where I'm at.
You are
Yeah,
now, bro.
Easy
Like,
day.
Yeah.
See, but the thing is, all right, so this is the funny thing is like,
Chill.
You got that power.
again, I'm coming in here as I respect everybody, right? I don't give a shit if you're the janitor or the president. That's how I do it. So with me, COE was a big deal. I mean, this was a
professionally, I appreciate
Professionally,
the
huge
call,
deal.
no
100%.
doubt.
So like with me, I'm calling.
But
like,
I'm also
guys,
a Juicy J fan.
But it's
so,
like, right,
you
3-6,
know.
right? All day. You can't go wrong with it. But I'm like,
3-6, bro. That was.
it would have been
that
the
was
same
My
call.
whole high school career.
Right. It would have been the same call like, yo, I can't make it because XYZ, but that was just my call. That happens every blue moon.
Yeah.
So,
no.
but that's the partner I want to be. You know, I don't give a if I have to go and do something, I want to let everybody
Yeah.
know in some way, shape, or form.
100% appreciate
just to
it.
do that.
But also, first words out of my mouth. 3-6 Juicy J. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Like I'm like. Yeah, sell the tickets, bro. Like I don't know.
but, yeah, we all communicate too, though. Like if
Right.
something's going on with us,
Yeah.
like, hey, we're not gonna be somewhere. That's a normal thing for us.
It's just like you saw, we made the chat. Like,
Yeah.
for us, fully suffice would have been a in that Norfolk group chat. Hey, fellas, not going to make COE because I have this opportunity.
Right.
Guarantee you get nothing but hearts. And like, can we swing through after?
Word.
Yeah.
Like,
By the way, I got tickets if you guys want. But it ends like it ends like at 10,
He's like,
10,
yes, I
10,
do.
15.
Yeah, because
you
I'm
know,
not
so-
going to that other thing.
Okay,
so-
well, if you want, I got VIP tickets for you. So
Yeah, he's
just
like,
putting
I'm
that
telling
out
you.
we
there.
got the
Grizzly and
we got the
anybody.
RJ after party too.
And I want to swing to that right after because it ends around the same time, I believe. One thing I want to say too is like, thank you for bringing that up. It's a hip hop show I'm doing on Saturday. I started hip hop. Don't get me wrong, but I'm an open format DJ. I'll go from Juicy J to literally Katy Perry to Calvin Harris to Guns N' Roses back to NLD Choppa. That's my style. That's just how I like music. But
You're
then
light
that,
skin, bro. We know.
I'm a chameleon. That's what we call it. That's what we call light-skinnedness, right?
Oh,
no,
my goodness.
No, but we it's what I love about how I made that transition, and this was really like 2010 from just everyone started as a hip hop DJ or like a trance EDM DJ back in the 90s, right? Those are the two things that you had as genres started cultivating and diversifying. So now, like Friday, I'm doing it's my 8th year in a row doing Rock Solid Foundation's annual fundraiser gala at Chartway Arena. I'm in front of suit and tie people. They're here fighting, donating for childhood cancer, kids fighting that, and Power of Play. Eric Newman, shout out to the whole crew. That's a completely different audience. Like literally, it's night and day, and I get to just go in and have fun with the style that I can. But then that next day, I'm going hood. I'm gonna go hip hop because I know I can do that. But like, who the hell says I'm gonna go do a fundraiser, for a few, like 1,000 people to help kids fight childhood cancer, and then the next day I'm gonna make people twerk with Juicy J and the day beforehand. That's just a unique.
It's exactly
thing
why
that I like.
you were hired for my wedding. Because we were like, I need you to cater to like mid-70s, early 80s Spanish people. And then I need you to cater to some people from the Midwest. And then I need a little bit of East Coast in there. And then we need some West Coast in there. Like
It was the perfect
the
mix.
very diverse crowd. And we knew that, you would deliver on that.
See, but how that relates into real estate is like a lot of the agents and a lot of the clients and everybody that we work with specifically in this Hampton Roads area is diverse. I mean, really being able to read the room, reading your audience, understanding your client's needs and wants, understanding what the agent needs and what they want to do and what they come from and how to cultivate them in this awesome culture that's been built here. That's what I want to utilize that strength for when I have these conversations, when we're starting to expand even more and bring people to the team. That's huge. And that's like, I feel that's like one of my superpowers I really want to utilize the best I can.
The base of what you just said, and it really ties into the Your Peak Life piece behind you, is before you can do any of that, you have to identify all that information for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Before you can identify helping anybody else do anything that you just alluded to, you have to know what that looks like for you. For the two of you, you've now chosen to be selfless and servant leaders. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're taking a position of understanding that if something goes wrong, it's on you. But if something goes right, it's also on you. And if everything's just fine, it's also on you.
Right.
Because you're always going to have to recruit. Somebody's always going to be leaving. Somebody's always going to have a deal issue. Somebody's always going to have office access issues. You're going to have employment issues. You're going to have, right? Mm-hmm. So you get used to that. And once you know that you're going to operate in that environment, then you can help everybody else, if that makes sense. Because it's impossible to help them if you think like you're going to be busy.
Right.
Like I try to say this in the nicest way possible, just so you guys know fully and truly what to expect. You go from being the realtor to being the one that all the realtors come to.
Right.
And it may not feel that way just yet, but I'm telling you, the moment you open those doors, you put that broker in front of your name, you put that owner in front of your name.
Man,
you guys are no longer just catering to clients; you're also catering to your industry peers. You're creating your industry peers.
Right.
3 weeks in a row, I think it was, and the only day that I wanted off during COVID was Mother's Day for my wife because it was like,
A little important.
That was it. It was the only one I want. Lo and behold, when my wife went to go get food for us during COVID and go pick it up, she came back to me putting on my shoes and socks to go to work because they were drowning at the restaurant. That kind of shit's ingrained in me.
Right.
Like those phone calls, that stuff, those emails, like it's nothing. It's like that's just what we do running a business.
But it will take away from your. What I'm saying here is you have to align your personal goals. Your personal goals are no longer your units. They're no longer the team's units.
Yeah,
they become
it's the companies.
The company's units.
100%.
They become the brand recognition of your firm. They become the what's the word I'm looking for, man? The reputation of your company. That's what's at stake every day when you wake up. Versus
there's
the
only
latter.
two things that are important to us as agents, as brokers, as realtors, or whatever it is. It's our reputation, our book of business. It's the only thing that's going to keep us going.
Yeah,
I mean, that's it. That's it. If you protect the client and save them as much money as possible, you can keep going. Our job is not difficult when you boil it down.
All right.
Another use of that fire.
Pizza.
Pizza. We need one goal from you guys, though. Give us a grand opening goal date.
Grand opening goal date?
Yeah.
Did we sign that LOI yet?
No.
I guess we got to sign
Grand opening goal date is going to be July-ish. and we
July-ish.
and we're just being real. I'm an under promise over deliver guy, so I believe that's a really good, based on the negotiations and everything we've done so far. That would be a real good time frame.
There's a build out and everything.
I heard July
Small.
1st.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
July 1st.
I like
think is good.
July 1.
That's
Right.
good.
After party July 4th at Noble.
I might be holding a little 7-pound baby at that point. I don't know where I'm going to be.
Fantastic.
Figure it out.
And yeah, that's what we'll be there.
Yep.
I'll hold down Mount Trashmore. Don't worry.
I'll be there late
Shooting fireworks.
again for the fire.
Well,
You got it. I'll be there early, Julian. You got to come, yo. July 4th is lit. I'm there all day, but we got a whole thing. You know what I'm saying? They got Dion and Breon on the grill. We got the music. It's different for us. We got a little area back there.
I've heard good things.
Yeah.
I've heard good things.
Great time.
I mean, location helps. I want to say that.
Yeah,
Helps a lot.
100%.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. It's almost like we planned it that way.
Only if you guys are both in the dunk tank.
Cool. I don't.
Yo,
Yeah.
July.
I love stuff
For
like
the
that.
kids,
July put me
all
in
day
the
long.
Yeah, like, dude, like,
Right.
sure.
You know,
July,
that was-
absolutely.
That's like my thing.
First time that I ever heard you DJ live
Where?
was at that event.
Oh, really?
Was at the autism event.
That was fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Dope.
I even got him on
Aw.
the mic. He even talked. That was good.
Wait, weren't you at his
First
wedding?
time. I was there for your first time.
Was that?
Trying to remember.
I
wasn't-
wasn't.
No. Oh,
My wedding?
yeah.
We weren't cool like that then.
I guess not.
Listen to me. That invite list was like tight notch. That was like,
I mean, to be fair, you can only fit
bro.
so many in that one
Yeah,
venue.
yeah.
I've done that venue
Man.
multiple times.
Nah, there were some people that should have been on the list that weren't. But
yeah.
I regret a couple of names, if I'm being honest. But we changed plans, we changed venues, we cut the size down. It was just like,
But to your point, you said that. What were you alluding to?
Well, you were just talking about how diversified your DJ career was, and like your relationships among whether it be hip hop or community events or what's
right,
going
yeah.
on. Like the first time that I heard you DJ, and I was like listening to him, going, "Man, he's really good at this."
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
on the mic, managing the crowd, like playing the things that actually like. The
Yeah,
kids
and we keep
were
saying
enjoying
DJ,
it.
but he's a great
he's-
MC.
He's an MC.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
a
an
master of
MC.
ceremonies.
He's a
Yeah,
master of
that's it.
ceremonies.
yeah,
He's
you're not-
great.
It's in my
And that's the
opinion, you're
difference.
not a DJ. Bro.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah, but to be fair, I used to be shy in the mic. That's serious.
Yeah,
Like
of course.
back in the day, I used to remember everyone remembers back in the day. It was a DJ and an MC.
Right.
Right. There was like the DJ would focus on this because
Yeah.
we had vinyls. We had to
But
actually
you,
listen.
You do both.
And I mean, I got to give technology credit. It allows the people to wear more than one hat, but not everyone does.
Yeah,
Like
of course.
people are still whatever in the mic. And then just one day I'm like, F it, I'm going to do it. And then I got used to talking in a room like this to thousands of people. And then I had to go on stage. And a lot of people in radio, not all of them, but a good amount of them, when they have to go on stage, it's a little different because I can talk to thousands of people when I'm in a room like this. But when you actually got to go in front of it, so I had more opportunities to go in front of it, which now I just want to
Is
talk
that
about
natural
everything.
for you?
It is
as well?
oh, definitely is now. That fear went away like 13 years ago.
Some people can't do it, man.
No,
That's why
it's,
I'm asking. Like,
and it's funny to hear. For me, it's funny to hear it because it's easy to me now. But
Mm-hmm.
I understand. Public speaking is one of the top 5 people's worst fears. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Deadass.
like I know that, but I
It-
just
it-
never understood why.
I mean, you and I both, though. Probably everyone in this room is cool with it, but getting in front of 1,000 people and telling me the same thing. Not you. I'm just saying in general. Like that's
I don't know.
Really, what
Edgar,
it'd be.
would you be into that?
Yeah,
Do you like you
I-
don't prefer it, but you'll do it?
Yeah, I don't care. I know I suck at it, but I'm still gonna do it. Like I'm not
Because
scared of
Edgar's
it.
zero, he just doesn't give a fuck.
right.
So he's gonna do it. I would say that.
Yeah.
I would thrive for that. Give me a fucking mic in front of 1,000 people, bitch. I won't stop talking. What?
But yeah.
Edwin show.
Yeah, because I after I watched the videos, I'm like,
Well, you're
or
your own
doing the-
self-critic. That's the only problem too. So
yeah.
you'd be surprised.
But
what
if I
people
put
catch.
time into it, yes, it gets better. But I'm not scared of it.
Good.
Put me on a fucking ladder though. I can't come down that bitch.
Nah, you gotta feed Edgar some drinks, and he's making a speech.
He'll say whatever you want.
Put me on a ladder.
True. I'm a great MC.
That's funny.
True story.
Oh man.
Well, I will say the excitement is real. And my mentor used to say, if you're not nervous, you're not ready. So I know I'm ready. I know LJ's ready. I know all y'all ready because you've already done it. So the wheels are put in the car. Now we just got to press the gas, bro.
Let's go.
That's what it's coming down to.
Ready?
Any final remarks?
Nah, I just want to say I'm proud of you guys for real. A lot of people say a lot of shit, not a lot of people do what they're gonna say, right? So execute. I see you guys executing. I see you guys reaching out. Just fucking do it. I
Yeah.
believe in you guys. I'm here for support. We're here for support. I know you're gonna kill it. I'm super excited.
And accepting this opportunity and like really running with it. Like it's gonna be
I
great.
mean, I'm surprised the opportunity was still there, honestly. Like when it
So,
did, because
I
it was
mean-
like it was so long. Like I had been hearing about Norfolk for
There were some conversations, but again, I'll correlate this to the same reasoning that I brought you on as my showing agent 3 years ago. You were already doing the work. When we said, oh, you need a broker, or it could be structured this way, what did you do in less than 30 days?
passed all my broker classes.
Right.
Waiting
Scheduled
on
for
the test.
PSI.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it.
Those are the type of people I want to be in business with. Because if anybody doesn't know by now, I am like a high-level executor. And when people don't do what they say they're going to do, it makes me sick to my stomach. So the fact that you did it at the pace that you did it at, it got me like fired up. Like, hell yeah. Like, because people don't operate with that hunger, man.
My goal is to have it before we open.
Right.
Like
That's why I said,
should have
what's the grand opening
Yeah.
goal date?
Yeah. That's my goal too.
Yes, 100%. Because now I have a goal. I want to make sure these guys get open before July 1. How do I do that? Probably respond in that little negotiation that's taking place right now. Maybe, hey, Rob, could you hurry this shit up because we're sick of wasting time? Maybe, whatever it is. Whether that's helping you guys with paperwork or making sure websites are getting set up or whatever it is. It's just, but if we don't have a goal, nobody knows.
Right.
So.
I even coincided it with like going to training on the 8th and the 9th in Pennsylvania, coming down. I have to take my test in Richmond because there's no test sites for Virginia Beach or the rest of the state.
Maryland,
Test on the
man.
way back.
Yeah, I'm going to get a
love
hotel
it.
room.
Maryland's
on the way
always
back.
open.
It's at 9 a.m.
Dope.
That was like you had to wait till like June or something to take that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We know
that's
it very
proactiveness
well.
on your end.
These two know it very well, for sure.
Maryland's always open.
Maryland's always open.
And you could
It's
take
not a
it
bad
Friday and then Saturday, man.
So just
funny.
let that be a testament, though, to like, don't ever give up, man. Right? Like, you don't know what somebody went through to be where they're at.
Facts.
So we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. Maybe one day we'll have books or a story on TV or something. I don't know, but
Absolutely.
we're just gonna keep building it.
I'm gonna be in Mike's movie.
Why's it gotta be Mike's movie? Why can't it be
Because
everyone's movie?
I don't want a movie. I want you to have a movie, and I want 5 minutes of it. Like, that's it.
I'm just gonna be walking in the scene just
Hey, walking by.
Just
serious.
Want to be there, like,
I'll just be the
5
DJ in the
minutes.
background. I ain't gonna talk. That's all I gotta do
I
is
don't
this.
want
That's
the
it.
movie. I want it to be about Mike's life, and I want a cameo.
I'm just eating a taco in the movie.
Well,
Oh, wait, who do you want to play your role?
Pitbull.
I figured that.
100%. I already knew that.
Who's gonna play your role? The
I have
Rock.
no fucking idea.
The Rock is crazy.
The Rack after Twinkies.
Yo, see, didn't you just publicly confess that he is
I
always
never
picking on
say
you?
nothing.
Yeah,
And even his daughter backed me
Yeah,
up,
that
right,
was-
the other day.
That was funny. Yeah, she was
Jake.
like, "Whose side are you on?"
Well, this has been a good one, fellas. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Please like, comment, share, subscribe at the link below.
Iron Valley Real
That's it.
Estate, Norfolk. Follow it.
Let's go.
Coming soon.
Go.